Hello guys, and welcome to episode 5 of my Bobruisk campaign in Steel Division 2. Today we are going to be moving on after destroying a bunch of German tanks with the 15th Guards Tank Brigade, and we're going to be moving on to attacking with the 108th Guards Motorized Rifle Battalion against Regiment Group 747, which can be destroying them whilst they are routed. So let's get on with that. I think I might actually use the recon. Let's go ahead and use those, because I'm not going to use them for much else. It's fine. And then the recon can just drive on afterwards. And then what I'm going to do is hopefully be able to bring in some reinforcements here. Let me just sort this out quickly. There we go. And yeah, hopefully we can drop some troops here. Not yet. I think that's because we haven't secured the area around the flag, especially when it concerns the Regiment Group 727. So I'm probably going to move up next to those, and we'll try and destroy them in the next turn. The thing is, if we don't control it this turn, it might never be worth actually bringing in reinforcements here, because if we end up getting this reinforcement point, then we're just going to be bringing in the 1st Guards Tank Corps and the 37th Rifle Division anyway. Now I believe it probably will take a couple turns for us to take this reinforcement point. So I'm actually going to bring in some more troops down here, and I might move them all the way over to this bridge so that we can maybe go for an encircling maneuver at some point. It's just a matter of deciding which unit to bring in. I could bring in some tanks to go that way, but I think I'm going to keep the tanks in the center. So let's just bring in one of the rifle regiments. Maybe one that's backed up by artillery might not be a bad idea, actually. This is basically the same as all the rest, it just has an artillery regiment attached. 247th. Go for it. Alright. Yeah, so we'll have them drive up over here. I wonder if that's the fastest way, actually, or if we should go up and then left. We'll go this way for now. See if we can make that work. It might take us a couple turns actually to get across the trees there. I don't know if this is worth it, but either way we're going to have more than enough to bring in reinforcements on this point when we actually capture it. The other thing I'm going to have to do is reinforce this area. So I think I can send both of these up here, and then have these two move up this way, reinforce there. That's going to be pretty important, especially if these recover their action points. Right, this recon, that's going to move up here and hopefully try and cut off this large area. And meanwhile, these ones can just move on as far as they can. Lovely. Alright. So, that's more or less it. We can attack the 268th Pioneer Battalion. I'm going to be looking to do that, just destroy that routed unit. Actually, saying that, we won't be, because the Artillery Group 92 can join in. But actually these are pretty trash, so yeah, we can just run that down. If we bring in the 16th Guards Tank Brigade, they're dead. Simple as that. So I'm actually going to bring in that. I'm also going to bring in the Rifle Battalion. And I was going to say bring in some Air Force, but due to the AA being set up, we will lose units unnecessarily if I do that. So I'll just bring in the Self-Propelled Artillery Regiment in Phase B. Alright, well this is a battle we're going to have to do, so we'll play it out. I think they are bringing in the AA to reinforce, which is actually a good thing for us in Phase B, because we have all of the units necessary for dealing with that AA, and also if we defeat them it will push them off the reinforcement point, so we can then reinforce in the next turn, I think. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, we have all the units we need in A to just delete the artillery if we're fast enough, so we have nothing to be worried about just driving forwards with these units. The only thing I will say is that we might end up getting surrounded if they're just given attack orders up the roads. So I'm going to have to manage that a little bit as we move on. But I'll probably just send a tank to each flag to capture it. Or even just like my Sapari, for example, we could bring those in to just sort things out for us. Because we're only going to be getting one a minute otherwise, so... I'm just going to drop those off there. I might just unload these early. Yeah, there's definitely a unit like in between somewhere. And there's a commandant. Okay. Well, that's dead. And there's a battery fitter on that side. We found some recon. That's fine. Just don't let those die. And we'll bring the tank round to help us out. Right, my tank on the left side did get surrounded. Make sure to bring in a couple more. And I'll bring in some Tanko de Saniki. Right, my T-34-85 has arrived, which is good. Should be able to deal with the battery fitter. Okay, nice. Gonna be another unit there somewhere. Yeah, this is kind of what I was being worried about with the T-34s, getting themselves surrounded. If we can get all the way up to this open ground, then we can just hold there, which is fine. There is a unit in between I'm going to have to find and deal with. Yeah, and there's a unit here somewhere. Oh, there's that unit, the Beobachter. And there's an MG-42. I wonder what this unit is here. Either way, we've nearly won already. Total defeat in 1 minute. Oh, I should be able to win that actually with the Sapari. Yeah, nice. We got him. Ten seconds left. And I think that was to the victory. Yeah, nice. Simple as that. Alright, so hopefully the AA did reinforce technically. Because they will be pushed back. Yeah, they did. Okay, perfect. Actually, they're not going to be pushed back, but the artillery were routed, which means that when we do attack, they will then be pushed back. That's good. Alright. These Bobruisk partisans, I'm actually going to bring them back just to fend off these regiment groups. Right, and these guys, we're just going to have move over like so. Those two are staying there. I think that's everything done for the turn. We'll move on to the next one. Actually, before we do, let's just move our partisans. I'm going to have a look at what's happening near Marina Gorka, actually. Use these guys as recon, basically. It doesn't look like there's much there. If we break through, maybe we can just zoom forwards. Well, they're trying to connect the line further back. But if I do this, I think it might encircle this lot. Yeah, so there's no chance in them ever getting those forces back online, which is great. Does that mean I can now bring in reinforcements here? No. You have to destroy this unit. I might just auto-resolve that, honestly. They've only got 2 AT weapons. These grenadiers do not have AT. They've just got the Panzerbuchses. They will have, I think, 2 of each of these. But that is it. Do I actually auto-resolve it? That's the question. That could very well be a bad idea. I'm not sure. Let's go for it. I'm going to test out the auto-resolve here. We should just be able to run them down. I'm going to bring in some bombers as well, just to make sure that's completely in our favour. We'll just smack the auto-resolve button, and hopefully that does the trick. Oh, they brought in some bombers as well. How much are we actually going to lose, I wonder? We lost 7 T-34s and 2 Tankos. I can deal with that, I guess. Sure, why not? And now we can reinforce at this point, right? Yeah, cool. Do I want to, though? I guess we may as well. Because then we can just have them ride on past Leipen. Have this recon zoom forwards. This recon can also move up here. An AA battalion. We'll just kind of bypass that. Okay, wonderful. I would move up my partisans to attack those, but I don't think that's the best idea, because they'll just get wrecked. Anyway, we can move these over. That is the plan. Alright, brilliant. This is really good because it's 2 like entire tank brigades that are going to be heading towards the objective now on the top side of this river, whilst we push through on the bottom side. That's great. And we can pretty much forget about all these other units. They might go to Bobruisk, but that's fine because we're just encircling them there anyway. Let's see if we can continue across here. Looks like we're going to have to do a bit of cross-country, which is okay. That one's saying it's faster to go that way. Well, we'll just let them do their thing. We can attack here. I'm probably going to attack... Should I attack with the Motorized Rifle Battalion or the 15th Guards Tank Brigade? And which one do I want to use the action points on? Probably this one, right? Yeah, we'll probably use those. Let's just go in, destroy those. Lovely. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe I shouldn't have used that one, because I didn't realize that they would push that way. If that was the case, then we could have probably just attacked them straight away afterwards, and now they're going to end up sitting on the reinforcement point, and we're not going to be able to deal with them. So, yeah, that's awkward. Well, we can break through, that's for sure. I mean, maybe I just surround them. But I probably shouldn't let that unit get too isolated, otherwise it will get attacked. Actually, saying that, it doesn't really matter because they don't have any action points anyway. So yeah, we can just go around them. Encircle them. Beautiful. That will force them to move away. And this unit can just carry on. Okay, so it did work out, which is really good. I just don't want to end too close to this unit, although it might not matter because the units here don't have any AT anyway. Ostrupen don't. We could just land next to those and destroy them anyway, so I'm just going to carry on. Wonderful. Have the Bobruisk partisans come over as well. Alright, that's worked out very well. We're on our way to Marina Gorka. And this unit can come back to help defend. I might leave these ones here, to be honest. At least one more. And this one can zoom on up. Beautiful. Like, our tactical maneuvers here actually worked out very well. Right, so I'm hoping that this mixed AA battalion tries to get back to friendly lines in the next turn. And then we can bring reinforcements here to go for Marina Gorka. And nothing else to do, I don't think. Let's just end the turn. Okay, we have been attacked here. They're actually attacking my dug-in units, which is nice. Very nice for us. And I'm going to bring in this unit to reinforce. Because these guys have loads of artillery. And then what we can do on top of that is probably bring in the fighters for strafing runs. Good. Right, this is going to be a hell of a battle, guys. Strap yourselves in. It's going to be at least 30 minutes because it is breakthrough and we're up against multiple units here, including the tank group 20 if they decide to bring those in. I reckon we'll likely be up against both of these regiment groups. But this unit is going to have to hold its ground. We've got plenty of fortifications. Let's get this underway. Might take me a little while to put down the fortifications, but let's see what the map's like. If it's quite a small map, then this could be an absolute massacre. It is not a small map. It's quite a big map. Alright. So let's have a look. Fortifications. How many fortifications do we have? We have 6 PTRD bunkers. 4 bunker maxims. It's actually not as many as I thought. Tell you what, guys. What I'm going to do, since it's going to take a while to set up all the fortifications, I'll just skip putting them down, and I'll take you over my defences once they're done. I've completed my defences, let's quickly go through them. So for the most part, I've just put avtos in these trenches. You can see I've done that more or less the whole way across the map. And the great thing about avtos in trenches is they are incredibly hard to get rid of. They only engage at 100 meter range, otherwise they are hidden in the trench themselves. Against a player this definitely wouldn't work, but the AI is not going to discover the avtos until they get close, at which point the avtos will be able to engage and destroy whatever they come across. And you can see that I've also prioritized putting trenches near the roads, so that if they try and rush down here, we can get the AT grenades onto any tanks that get too close. I've also put barbed wire in between the trenches to kind of lead the enemy infantry towards the trenches, because we're mostly against infantry, especially for phase A. So that's what we're going for. I've got my AT set up across here. I've also got bunkers mixed in. At this point, I've actually gone for multiple bunker PTRDs, so they're all going to be engaging at close range. And I've got the barbed wire to make sure that they use the roads. At least that's the plan. I'm not sure if the AI will fall for it, but we'll see. On the right hand side, this is definitely my weakest area, so I'll be looking to reinforce that as the game goes on. But let's go ahead and launch the battle and see what we come up against. I do need to make sure all of my Mot Avtomachiki are not going to open up at range. So let's put them all on return fire, because otherwise they'll use their DPs and the Panzerguns will engage at range, and that will put us in a pretty sticky spot. I'm going to want to try and counter battery any mortars we see. So that's what we're going to do with these 120 mils. I have 4 of them ready to go. That one's just on its own. I think the other one I put in gun pits. Yeah, they've all got gun pits. So this basically helps defend them against counter battery. I've got the Maxim opening up there. I may actually allow this to fire, but only if they get close. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep them on return fire actually. The Maxim bunker can do the job for sure. Those mortars are going to be focusing my 76mm bunker. I didn't think that there'd be too much of a problem having it out in the open, but it looks like the AI does have the mortars to focus that down if needs be. So that's a bit awkward. At least we destroyed it. Now we just got to find the other one. Right, meanwhile, I'm going to bring in some reinforcements to the right hand side. Although it doesn't seem that we've been pushed there at all. Looks like most of the units are coming in on the left, so let's go ahead and bring in stuff there. Get a couple recon BA-64Bs. Then it's just going to be a matter of probably the Mott Avtos. And then after that, hopefully some more Gvardia if we have any. I'm not sure we do. Oh yeah, I've got a couple. That's good. We'll just defend that town properly. Lovely. I'm tempted to put all these Gvardia here onto return fire, but I ideally want them to engage at range. I put these bunkers, or these trenches, sorry, within 500 meters of the edge of this hill. So if they do come up, we are actually going to be at ideal range to engage. We've got 30 minutes left. Start speeding things up a bit. I am going to have to find that mortar that's firing, because it will eventually kill my bunker otherwise. There it is. Just make sure that's dead. I do have another 45mm bunker if I need it, but it would be a shame if we lost that. I can also bring in the Dushka trucks. It might be worth bringing in those to help on this side. They do have 1,500 meter range. This Gvardia is in a bit of a weird spot. Ideally, I want all of the units to be engaging at the same time, but in this case, definitely not happening. So I'm probably going to have to replace those with some closer range infantry if I want that trench to remain effective. So let's maybe bring in some Zapari, and we'll go from there. Oh, I do get the M3A1 Razvedkas with those Mott Avtos, so can use those to engage the infantry. Not sure where that mortar's going. Must have accidentally given it an order. I'm hoping I destroyed that other mortar that they have. And here we have all of the Gvardia opening up onto these MGs and so on. I might actually move these Mott Avtos forwards. They can do a lot of damage there. Let's move back a house so those Panzergrens are forced to come forwards. Oh, there's another mortar. I didn't quite see where that one was. How many supply trucks do I have? I do have plenty, so I'm already going to bring one to each just so I don't have to reload them at any point. That's still close enough to be seen. I guess they're firing at the PTRD bunker. I would have expected that to be hidden, honestly. Anyway, we'll bring in BO-64B here. And I'm also going to bring in more infantry. If we have any decent infantry to bring. Keep missing that. Don't see it fire. It's kind of annoying. Let's unload these chaps and we'll move them into that bunker, or into the trench, sorry. I'll move the Dushka truck into the trees, and this Kavadia can just move back for now. I'm gonna get a couple MGs in. Give us a little bit defensive depth. I could also just bring in the M17 AA. They could actually do pretty well against infantry. Let's bring them in on the right hand side. I'm going to move this VZ board over. I'm going to bring in the commander there to do the trick. And when we get into phase B, they will bring in tanks. So, gotta be careful, especially with the vehicles that I am bringing in, like these M17s, because they will be focused down pretty hard. So I might actually preemptively put them in cover because of that. Let's just use this mortar on that infantry. Oh, there it is. That mortar can get in the gun pit. Oh, can they see that already? Interesting. I thought they would have to get closer in order to discover that. Maybe because of recon. If that's going to be the case, though, I'm probably going to want to mortar that ASAP. And I'm also going to bring in a few mortars here. Bring in a few mortars here. I'm going to make these two separate groups now as well. I know which ones are right and which ones are left. I think I lost a Saperdi there to the mortar. Oh, there you go. The MG didn't see our Avtos afterwards, and then it ended up having to run towards the trench, and the Avtos killed it, so that works out. I guess the recon that was spotting it must have moved away. Okay, this is where things are going to get interesting. I'm going to bring these in as AT guns. Probably not the best idea, but oh well. We can use them as AT as well if we want to. Make sure they have the unload commands. You can see that armor's now arriving. And for the most part, it won't change too much. It's just if any of my infantry does show itself, then it's going to come under fire. I may as well just keep mortaring the MGs when we see them. Right, at least this 76mm bunker's alive. That's good. This Maxim, however, won't be for long if it's continuously under fire. I'm actually going to smoke my own bunker. Alright, so the idea here will just be to attack, move these forwards. We're going to unload these ones. Move them forwards. Like so. And then we're going to want to do the same with these ones. Oh, that one was too close to the edge. It's kind of awkward. These Gavadi are revealing themselves at range. Kinda sucks. I'd have to be on top of the artillery here, that's for sure. Make sure that we're pinning stuff down and killing it when we need to, because otherwise we're just going to continuously lose units like that. I might just have these Gavadi on return fire. And that PTRD bunker should do the trick. In theory. Well, that bunker's already dead. That's not good. Yeah, I probably should have tucked it into the side of these trees rather than having it just here. But I didn't imagine that they'd build up the forces like this, as much as they have. Right, we're still holding strong, which is good. Well, it's quite a lot of units coming in there. Let's just put these on efficient shot. Oh, that bunker's already pinned. Let's just smoke it off quick. My Sapali ran out of ammunition. Not good. They failed to kill the Panzer IV. Alright, let's move these M17s back. Worried about those dying. Oh, we did get the TNT off. I guess it depends how many we pin down. Unless they already used them against another unit, I'm not sure. Anyway, as long as we win this battle, I'm not otherwise concerned. Start buying in my fighters and start strafing stuff. They do have quite a lot of AA though, so we are going to have to be a bit careful. Well, they actually have the Deutsche Stalin available. Oh, interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, well, definitely gonna strafe those mortars to death. And bomb that Pack 38. Right, let's have these. Strafe the Vespa. Get rid of their artillery. Should help us out a bit. Or do need to be careful about that AA. For sure. Let's make sure that I'm smoking that off again. There's a Stug down. It's good. Good. Killed the Panzer III. Strafing the Stug there in the rear armor, so potential for a kill. Did lose my Avtos there. I think my defense in depth is going to work a little bit. Let's get all the mortars to fire there. I think all these F-22s actually have unlimited range, so we can use those to just attack any units at range that we need to. Those grenadiers as they get close. All the Avtos just opening up. Love it. Instant surrender. That AT gun's still alive. It is. No penetration value on the Bobruisk, but as long as these remain hidden, the Bobruisk might just run into an AT grenade anyway. And we still have the shots coming in from the top. Sapirdi's still alive. Somehow, amongst all that stuff. Another Gavardia gone. I think I'm going to have to make sure that I bring in some supply for these mortars. Well, on the left hand side, these haven't had to be used too much. Well, the Bobruisk dead. It looks like the Avtos did the trick there. Lovely. I'm going to bring in all of these command units now. It's going to be like a Vespa that's counter-battering us, which is A little bit annoying because I can't do too much about that. On these F-22s, it's funny to actually be using them. Usually I just wouldn't. There's no AA on this left-hand side though. We can definitely start strafing some of these. Let's just go for this Panzer IV-G. I mean, we might actually end up killing these tanks if we strafe them enough. Currently all falling back. Allows our F-22s to get kills at least. You can see by using return fire, it's drawing them close and then we just kill them off close range. A lot of those planes have done their job now. Hit that Panzer IV in the open. We've only got 9 minutes to beat us. I think our defense is just a little bit too strong, which is nice. Right, let's have these leave to reload. Good thing about these kinds of strafing runs is although they're pretty unlikely to kill the tanks, they do slow them down quite a lot. Unfortunately, it looks like that particular unit is gone, or will be shortly at least. I'm hoping this Rozvedka remains hidden, because then the Panzer III will get killed. M17 should be in cover there, that's good. Only 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. Lovely. Panzer III taken care of. Jumping out of the building for the time being because of all the Panzergrens there. Any unit that reveals itself is just going to take an absolute beating. We're just going to have to bring in the strafing runs on this side to help us out a bit. Very good. Oh, let's make sure we get out of there. Yeah, defense is just about worked out. Certainly makes it very difficult for them to take ground, that's for sure. Now we're going to have the ambush coming in from the Resvedka here. Against any armor that tries to push across. Apparently it's only a minor defeat. That's going to be annoying. I would like it to be a major defeat. Well, I'm not really sure if there's a massive difference between minor and major defeat. To be completely honest. Gonna bring in my motorcycles to just try and cap that back nice and quick. I mean, I know I already control it, but if this Panzer III moves over a bit more, it's gonna push over. Saying that, my Resvedka might be able to get the job done, and then that will give it back to us anyway. Great. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that I made in this battle was probably this AT gun nest. Like, I should have probably just put it in the side of these trees. I could have probably put the 45mm in the town here somewhere as well. Just make it a little bit more secure and harder to kill. Oh, that's not good. They're actually pushing that pretty hard. Kill that unit. Okay, there we go. I think that was a major victory. Yeah, just. 29 minutes and 10 seconds. 177 kills, 55 losses. What did we lose? Let's have a look. So plenty of those F-22s died. Is fine. May as well use them for something. I wouldn't recommend using F-22s as AT guns, especially in multiplayer. But in this case, you know, it makes use of a unit that we would otherwise probably just discard or never bring in. 45mm bunkers, they did do okay. That bunker actually did very well. Very, very well. I believe that was the one that I was helping by smoking. It managed to clean up a lot of units there for us. Oh, that was a rather good battle. Nice to see a breakthrough battle where we have defenses. All of those have been hit pretty damn hard. And they're all routed now. Alright, well. And probably attack with the partisans to destroy those regiments. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. We're back into our turn. It doesn't look like this AA battalion moved. So I'm probably just going to have to bomb it and continue to remove the points until it's routed and then continue from there. Although saying that, we might just have to attack them so that we get this reinforcement point. Because we have basically unlocked it, but since there's a presence of an enemy unit, it won't work out just yet. Either way, really good progress in this one. We're on our way to Marina Gorka. We're preventing the breakout of Bobruisk. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.